60%. 60%. Darknest. It started again. God, that was. I had my mic on at the beginning.
Oh god damn.
Shit.
What did you do?
I had my mic on the beginning and I thought it was posting it still, but apparently it had just started and Streamlabs is like, no, we're already there. As soon as you hit go live, you were there, so whatever. Anyways, welcome everybody to the second official episode of the TheDarkNest podcast. Today, we have our first guest, and I'm very excited about it. Very, very excited about it. She's only been doing YouTube for about over a year now, and she's already gained over 1,200 subscribers, which is fucking bonkers. This means that this person is a very serious deal. She's a very talented narrator and genuinely kind demeanor about her to anyone who comes across her in the wild. Please give a warm welcome to Lady Spookaria.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Welcome.
you. I'm honored to be here.
You shouldn't be.
Well,
We are
I owe
beyond
you
honored
guys
to
a
have
favor
you.
now.
No, we are beyond honored to have you here.
Yeah,
Honestly,
this was a great first guest to have, and we're pretty excited about it. If you're wondering why the podcast is so late today, is that Lady Spookaria is in Australia, so for right now it's like 9:30 for her, not a.m. and so we had to make sure that for us it was around 6:30, 7:30, so it's not 1 in the morning when we're doing the podcast, and for her it's not ass crack of dawn. So, yeah.
It's all good.
We had to make sure it works. So, but she's here, and we figured it out. So,
Woohoo!
cool. That's fun. It's gonna pretty much be the same thing like it was last week. We're just gonna chill. We're just gonna talk about stuff. So, I have one question for Miss Lady over here. Just
Oh
one.
no. Yes.
So, like I said in the beginning, you have been doing this for a little over a year. I checked your thing and I stalked you. You started in April, and you're already at 1,200 subs. That's quite the feat. It took me almost 2 years to get to 1,000. So how does that feel? How does that feel to keep that grind going? What do you got going on in your head?
I don't know. I enjoy what I do. And I like having all the different stories and writing stories as well.
Okay.
Premieres are my favorite because I like being able to talk to people during.
Right. Did Raven die?
no, I'm still here.
Oh, like you're not talking. Like I confused.
He's quietly listening to my
No.
words of wisdom. God damn it.
Well, no. Well, actually, yes, I'm taking everything you're saying, and I'm making notes. So you said you like doing premieres because you like to talk to people. Do you find that? I'm not trying to be like super professional with this. Sorry, but do you
No.
find that does help build your reputation with your people, your crowd?
Well, it gives me a chance to like talk to them in a more casual type of way, and you can get instant feedback. People will say, I like this, or this was scary, and it's like, I'll do that again,
Okay.
or things that aren't necessarily working. But it makes me really anxious to actually have a premiere. So I figured the more I do it, eventually it'll reach a point where it's fine. It won't make me nervous at all.
Makes sense. Yeah. I definitely felt that nervousness anytime I've done it. I haven't done one in a while for that exact reason, to be honest with you. So.
I do have another question. As being a narrator, it's predominantly kind of like a male space usually, which is I think kind of stupid that there isn't more female narrators. But as a female narrator, there is obvious challenges because people are more used to, deeper voices for this type of thing. So, is there any like obvious challenges for you when you were trying to start to try to get off the ground?
A lot of my issues were related to how I used to think of my own voice before. I was bullied because I've got a bit of a lisp, and my voice is on the deeper end for a woman. So I used to get teased about my voice, and now people like my voice, which is really funny.
Well, I think you have a beautiful voice for narration. It's why I was asking, because I know there are female narrators who have those issues because it's such a male-dominated space for content creation. It's so much different than gaming and all the other ones because pretty much it's just balance between the two. But narration is predominantly, it's like one or the other, and it's more of one than the other. And I never really understood that, and I guess it's because people are really used to the whole deep voice, like roughness to narration or just certain like male cadences. But I think there is a huge opportunity for women to be on this platform and be narrators, and I think it could totally work as it's already worked for you. So I think you having a narration channel is definitely showing that it can happen, and it could work really well, more so than even the male dominated area of it. So I consider your channel not only a great narration channel, but a great step forward for female narrators in general, to show them that they can break the norm and do the same thing.
That's incredibly sweet. Thank you. There are a lot of female narrators, and there's Penny Tails Up, there's Madam Raven, there's like newcomers, there's Manny Morton.
It's starting to become more of a prominent thing, like Raven Reeds and Aries, and even Rainbot as being a female deep diver. Like it wasn't a prominent thing. There was only a few, and now there is a ton. And people like you and people like them are the reason for that. Is because that you guys are just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from doing it if that's what you want to do, or give it a go.
It's just the norm that they're scared to break because they know that it's challenging as people expect a certain type of voice for certain things.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot of mine are sort of stories where I'll use other voices in, so I'll invite people to come on, and so it makes sense to have different sounding voices as much as possible. And it's nice, like, sometimes like you want to hear a softer voice tell you something that's really scary.
Personally, I like the deep voices that do it. So it's more or less not male or female. It's just like there is even male narrators that I just can't listen to because they don't have that certain thing that I like to listen to in narrations. But I've seen a lot of issues in comment sections where they're just... I saw this mostly in the Mortis Media competition because we had two female narrators and two male narrators in the contest. And every single time the female narrators came up as part of the contest, it was always, I don't, why would you have a girl doing this? That doesn't sound right. I'm like, but why wouldn't you? Like, it's, as long as they can narrate, then they can do it. As long as you have the confidence that you can do it, that'll come across in your narrations. It doesn't matter if you are female or male. It matters how much passion you're putting into the project. And that's why people like the three of us keep growing and others don't. It's because you can feel the passion behind it. And it's not because of the barriers. But there is an obvious barrier, not because we're creating it, but because there has already been a barrier created before we even started. So now it's up to you and people like Raven Reeds and people like Aries and people like Rainbow to break the norm so that we can make it balanced all the way through for the future. People hate change. Communities hate change. But it's necessary, especially for this community. Otherwise, we're like one of the smallest communities in the YouTube game. We're such a niche group of things because our content is so we have to be in the mood to listen to it type thing. You have to be in the mood to listen to a scary story. So there's our thing is already so small, yet we have such crazy boundaries for what is expected. But you go to the gaming community, you don't have that. All you have to do is just scream at a video game and you get something out of it. But it's...
Maybe I should just scream into my mic more to get...
Oh yeah, 100%. It works for Swamp Dweller. He makes music now.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Ooh.
No, I
thought you were taking shots there for a second.
No,
and then
no.
He makes music now. I'm like, oh,
yeah. He does like screamo music.
Yeah,
he's in a band with Unit.
Yeah,
I feel if you
within the groves, people check that shit out. I'm not a huge fan of that type of music, but do it. Sorry, you were saying?
I was just gonna say, I think if he heard you say screamo music, I think he might be a little upset.
Oh, he would. People who make screamo music hate when it's called screamo music.
Oh,
but imagine that was a fucking channel type. You know how there's like text to speech? Imagine it was screaming, just only screaming, just fucking belting into your fucking mic. And I was walking down the street, and she was following me.
So what you're saying is there's a completely open market that anyone should be jumping into right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just screaming.
Why not?
And also, if you're a text-to-speech channel, you can go fuck yourself. Sorry. Like, those people are so prone to not only stealing content, not asking permission for stories, but it's the most laziest way of quote-unquote narrating. It's not fucking narrating. You're not doing anything. You're making it worse for us. So stop. Stop doing it. Because people will hear those videos and they'll be like, oh, that's what that is. That's that.
Yeah.
They group it together.
I've actually had somebody, whenever I've requested to use their story, ask me what program I use for my voice.
Oh my god, they already thought, they probably thought that's what it was, that everything is like that. See, it taints everything.
I don't know. I was feeling kind of insulted by the question. I'm like, you listened to my voice and thought I was a digital
robot?
Voice?
But your voice is very smooth and very clear, though.
Okay. Thank you.
It's very polished. That's how I took it.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll take it like that then. I won't cry about it.
All right, you guys keep this going real quick. I will be right back. I know this is bad, but it'll only take a second.
God damn it.
Oh,
God damn it, Doc. Well, I guess this is my podcast now.
Yes. I've pretty much just been sitting here listening to him and you talk. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is the easiest podcast I've ever done. And I've only ever done
twiddling your
one
wings going, yep, just here we go.
Pretty much. So, how's it going?
Pretty good. I was just editing some audio before I came on and doing some writing because I multitask and end up not doing anything. But I've got some new stories in the works.
Good.
Yeah, good.
And I know we should probably talk about your Harper Codex at some point in time.
Yes.
I was going to interject whenever he said something about creating new stories, about you doing that, and then you had a very good monologue there, Dark. I'm not going to lie.
I went on a huge tangent about, like the separation of female and male narrators, but I feel like it was necessary to talk about, especially with the first guy being one.
Completely agree. So, okay, if you're okay, I'll steal the spotlight. And
go ahead. Go right ahead. You're the co-host. Go ahead.
So, Spookaria, you mentioned getting other voices to do different characters than your stories, and that, of course, made me think of your Harper Codex series. What was the initial, what made you think to start that? Honest question, because I love the series. You do a great job. It's fantastic hearing you with the other narrators and the style in which you do it. So I'm just curious, what brought that idea into your head?
I don't know. I wanted to have other people on I wanted to be able to essentially Jacqueline's character is kind of like her background and everything sort of toned out on purpose. So the main focus is on the other character and their backstory. I wanted an excuse to work with other narrators without sort of like when I put out the tweet, I didn't expect to get a lot of interaction or people actually wanting to be part of it. And a lot of people did. I was like, oh my God. My yeah, I got pretty anxious, but excited.
Right.
The opposite reaction. But it's great. I can sort of use other people's creations in mine, like with permission, obviously.
Right.
But also like Detective Romwell, he's the next guest. He's known as the April Tapes on YouTube. So basically, Jacqueline will be in one of his. So it's one of those things where sometimes different lore crosses over.
That's pretty cool. I like that idea.
Cool.
That's
It's one of those things where I'm okay with people doing it as long as they have permission. So just a note if anyone wants to, like, you need to have permission to do this, because if not, I'll get angry at you.
So a segue from that, I see that you have story like videos that can go from 10 minutes to even 5 hours. I'm looking at this 40 plus horror narration thing. What do you have, like a certain thing, like you want to keep it a certain length, or you just post whatever you have like at that moment?
I try to do over 20 minutes. That's like sort of it's a good length. It's not too long.
Right.
It's not, too short.
Right. What is your process with that? Like I get fatigued very easily, so I can't sit there and record a 40-minute story at one point. I have to like separate them, and if I do a 40-minute story, which I'm doing one this weekend, I have to record it. If it's like 40 minutes, I'll have to record 20 minutes here, 20 minutes the next day, because I just get so tired. So what's your process like for recording those like really long, like hour-long videos?
So to record the really long ones, I will wake up at generally 1 or 2 a.m. and record them, then edit it, put it together in HitFilm Pro, and then premiere it in like one day.
So you put it through 2 separate video editors?
No. Like I edit it in Audacity to get rid of the clicks and things. Like, just.
But you said HitFilm and Premiere, so now I'm confused.
Oh no! HitFilm and then I premiere the video.
Oh, I thought you said HitFilm and then Premiere, and I'm like, what? Yeah. What?
You're like, that doesn't make sense.
Well, no, it does kind of make sense because HitFilm does have a lot of color grading options out the box. So I assumed that maybe you would go color grading and then maybe go Premiere Pro in like a RAW file or something and then splice it up. But I was wrong.
There.
I've been trying to do longer videos. It's really hard for me though. Like I just get so demotivated so fast. Like if I'm recording for too long, I can't get it through. I start speed reading because I know it's like towards the end, like when you can see those last 2 paragraphs and you see the bottom of the Reddit line where you see 15 comments or something, you're like, oh.
It's like, yes. Oh,
am I the only one who gets that, where like you're reading like a super long thing, or you're just like it's so excruciating because of the grammar? So you get towards the end and you see the little line with the Reddit comments showing up, and you see that that's the end, and you get a little excited.
I'm right there with you.
Oh my god, I've never actually asked that question, but it happens every time I have a shitty story.
One time, like, I took this out. I was going to put it in a blooper reel. I'm like, who wrote this? I can barely write. And it was me who wrote it. But we're going to forget about that. But one day I will make a blooper reel with all my mess ups, and you just watch my subscriber count like drop.
It's like, really? I thought she was. There is. It's kind of like the same thing with music. Is I do music and narration like as a hobby. So on the same topic of those things is that people assume that you do it in like one fucking breath or like one thing without messing up, and that's not the case. Some days I'll have like a good day where like I can record a full story and maybe only like one or two mess ups, but there is not a single time that I've recorded one story where there wasn't at least one. And it's the same thing with like my songs. Like my newest song is like very fast paced, and it sounds like I'm not taking breaths, but you can best believe that I'm taking like 15 breaths in between like each other sentence. But like, dude, do you breathe? I'm like, no, I edit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people realize how much editing, because with my earlier videos, I didn't know that like you could actually stop to breathe. So like I try to like just get it all done as quickly as possible, and I didn't really edit my audio very well. I think Nordic Vampire was very he gave me some tips. He's like, "Do you edit your audio?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "No, you don't. Here's some tips for you." He was nice about it, and a couple of other people, they said you need a new mic because your mic's not helping.
Oh no!
Like,
so
fine,
you're like clicking and everything, and then you're just like, so I walked down the alleyway, and he just kept following me.
Yep, and it's like, and all it's like it was pretty bad. But I was using my headset mic, and then I upgraded to my my Blue Yeti or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody seems to be going to that. Recently I just started pacing myself. It took almost 2.5 years for me to finally start pacing myself. I would see like the beginning and the end of a sentence and try to do it all in one breath without pacing it. And I do live editing, so that's fucked up. So when I try to do my stories, I'll record them, and like I'll record a line and I'll cut it if I fuck up and then just continue, so I don't have to do it later. But when I wasn't doing proper pacing, it would be like I would record one sentence in one breath, and I would try to do it without breaking, like the sentence up in like paces of breath, and I would have nowhere to cut. There would be nowhere to cut, and I would have to do the whole sentence over again. I would do it sometimes with 2 sentences, and the whole thing is just gone.
That's the power of crossfade clips, though. You got to learn how to use that tool, my friend. I've had to do that same thing because I don't pace well.
Well, now I do pace well. Like, now I'm enjoying it. I always thought, like, I don't think I enjoyed narrating back then as much as I do now. Like, I think I enjoy it a lot more now than I used to, and I don't really know why that is. I think all of a sudden I just started getting excited about certain, like, stories and topics, and I think it's because I found my groove. Like, I do... Sometimes I'll throw a creepypasta or a no-sleep, and then I'll do a true scary story thing, and then I'll do an SCP, and then I'll go back to true scary stories, so nobody expects the same thing all the time. And I think I really enjoy that, because now my audience is completely okay with me just posting whatever now. So now I can just post any story in any aspect in any quantity, and and it works because that's what they expect. So now my variety is what they expect, and not just like one thing. And I think that's why I'm a lot happier now with what I'm doing, because I could just post anything I want, and people listen to it because they already expect that's what I do.
They will take it and be damn grateful.
Yeah, it used to not be like that, though. I used to randomly just post an H.P. Lovecraft story, and they would be like, well, where's the gas station stories?
It's like, how dare you post what you want in your own channel?
Yeah, so I had to, like, for a while, I was at a plateau. Like, my subs and my views just stayed the same for a long time. And I think it was because I was trying to push the fact that I wasn't going to do one type of content. So what I do now, just to make sure that people are happy, is I'll do like at least 2 true scary story videos in a row, and then I'll do like random shit like SCPs and no sleeps and creepypastas, because I love all of them. I don't want to do just one. I want to have variety so that I'm just like, oh, here's another alleyway video. Like it's a lot of fun to just have that freedom to do and post whatever and know that people are gonna listen to it and be okay with it and be happy with it.
It's not. I like getting comments from people. It's like, I really enjoyed this story.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get like the really weird ones, like, like just like, how old are you or something, just random. I think, what's that got to do with this?
I don't. It was a couple days ago, but I had a comment asking where I was from.
Yeah, I get that.
Like I got a thing where I guess he came by from another narrator. I think it's because Dark Somnium popped in my live stream chat a couple days ago, and I think he shared it, and then that person then commented on that live stream when he got brought into it, and it was like, I was brought into it here by another narrator. I wonder where this guy's from. Does anybody know? He didn't ask me. He asked everybody else. And then
He's like,
yeah. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'm from New York, but I moved to Pennsylvania. He's like, really? I thought you were from Virginia. I'm like, is there a certain thing? I didn't know if you were from Virginia, you could tell.
I've had people think I'm from New Zealand, South Africa, the UK. It's like, no.
You're not from Ireland?
No.
What?
No.
I would have thought you were Scandinavian.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah, that happens all the
Lady
time.
Spookaria with a big fucking thick beard.
That sounds like
She's
it's
a
your
Viking.
kink. Someone is going to make a picture of me now with a beard.
Somebody
if Lucid's still here, he made me with a penguin.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lady Penguin.
Yes.
No, it was Lady Pengoria.
Like, that's so bad. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, bad, that's amazing, but yes. Lady isn't a Tuscan Raider. Thanks, Mask.
Goddamn Meskino.
I looked over at the right time. Sorry, it was like, Lady's not a Tuscan Raider? Oh, no, you're not.
Oh no. Okay. Oh man. So, audiobooks. Would you ever do one?
Yes.
Do you know how excruciating it is?
No, I think that's why. Emily was talking about how not Emily. I've forgotten her channel name. I'm terrible with names. Anyway, but she was talking about how
Deadly
hard
Flower?
it was in one. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was talking about how hard it was in one of the group chats. I'm like, oh, you know what? I should do that one time. And what's about? I'll do one, and they'll be like, why did I do this to myself?
Yeah. Well, the whole issue with it is that people like us who decided to pick up an audiobook by some random indie author on Amazon, we don't have studios. We don't have a company backing us like an audiobook company like all the big ones do on Audible. We have us and our voices and our skills to edit them. That's all we have. So that's why it's excruciating. I'm sure if you were doing an audiobook like how the big ones do it, it would be so much more easy. You just sit there for however long the session is, and then somebody else edits it. You just talk and you read it, and there you go. And then somebody else edits it. It's kind of the same equivalent of like having no time to edit your videos, so you hire an editor. So now you're just like, all right, I'm just going to record and blah, blah, blah. Okay, here you go. Now it's your turn. There you go.
Oh, that would be nice to have an editor, but they'd get to hear my when I'm talking. Yeah, all the why do I do this to myself?
Yes, the old.
Oh no, Lucid's here. I saw the penguin comment. God damn it, Lucid.
Oh man.
So, okay. Dark, you're talking a lot of future stuff, and I actually have more of a historical question that you didn't cover. What actually got you into narrating Lady Spookaria? I'm curious about that.
I'm not very good at this.
Internet. No, I don't know. I wanted to give it a go. I was talking to my friend Eden V, who also has a channel, which I'm just like shamelessly plugging everyone's channels while I'm here. It's like, yeah, whatever. Why not? Yes, can't get rid of you, Lucid. I don't know. I just wanted to share my stories and process some of my nightmares and things. I'm like, you know what? I may as well earn a profit eventually, maybe off them. And I like writing and I like creating things.
That's fair. That is fair.
It is very, very fair.
That's pretty much the exact answer that I'm going to have to give whenever I answer that question too. So I mean,
the internet, the internet.
Yeah.
Are you pulling this from your Q&A thing?
What?
You pulling this from your Q&A thing?
No, that was a genuine question.
Okay. Just
I will. Like, I'll start going back through it. I'm serious.
So
if I need to.
Having along the lines of the same thing, was there anybody specifically, like big narrators or anything that like you listened to and you were like, you know, I want to do that?
I used to listen to Corpse Husband and Lazy Masquerade a lot. I didn't actually realize there were so many people in the community until I became part of the community. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, wow.
I didn't even know there was a community before I started.
Right. Yep. Same.
Yeah, I got brought in by Horror by Numbers because he knew about the community and like a couple of narrators. And like he knew about Slumber and Swamp. And once I found out who those guys were, then it just all started opening up from there. I just started tweeting at certain people and asking for collabs, and now I just know a lot of people.
And then there's the people who come into the community as well, like the new people.
Right.
It's nice seeing them.
It's so weird seeing the fact that there's a lot of people that when I started doing this are no longer doing it. And I don't know, at the time I kind of always thought they would be there, and then they're not, and it's just a little weird. Because sometimes I want to like go see what they're doing and realize that they haven't done anything in like a year. And it's a little disheartening. Like you're just like, I remember when they were really posting like really good stuff, and then they just like, yeah. The other day, I didn't follow him a lot, but he was very prominent in the community when I started. Was I never knew how to say his name, Ninhago Johnny. Do you guys?
Oh yeah,
he was blowing up for a long time. He got up to like 20K or something like that, and then just disappeared. And I didn't follow him on Twitter, and I still can't even find the tweet where he apparently said he was leaving. But he just like straight up quit YouTube, and I don't know where he went. And he was everywhere. He was on Disombified. He was doing streams with Crowflies, and like it was that guy too. Is he gone? I think so.
That's actually a good question.
I think isn't
the
he's still around though. I think he's still around.
Who? But, Johnny?
No, the Crowflies. Files? I don't know.
I always thought it was Files, but it's apparently Flies.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah. There's just people who were here when I started, and now they're not, and it's a little weird to see, because sometimes I think about them, and then I'm just like, let's go see what they're doing. Nothing. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or some people have branched over to Twitch instead. There's like, narration's not for me, time to go game, which is fair enough.
I didn't think narrating was going to be for me. I just knew that when I was doing my gaming channel, that was like... I sometimes would like segue and post like a random creepypasta narration. They were fucking awful. But I decided that I would have more fun doing those things, those random like splurges of creepypasta videos, than actually gaming. So it took 2 or 3 years after that thought to actually make something out of it. And I told myself, with how many failed channels I had, that if this channel didn't like have like at least 500 by the end of the first year, I wasn't going to continue, because it was just I was so tired of like starting something and it was just going nowhere.
Well, you've done well, so.
Why, thank you.
Yes.
Yes, I'm inclined.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes.
Keep complimenting me. That's what.
Please inflate my ego. There's also some people who, when I started, that they were like a little bit bigger than me, and now they're like a lot, like a lot fucking bigger. Specifically, I think Slumber, when I started, he was at like 20 something K, and now he's like
Numbers, yeah, he's
almost at
yeah.
100. That's crazy. That means he went up like, I don't know, like 70 or 80K in like 2 years.
That's impressive.
That's
and his
insane.
channel got deleted at one point too.
Did it really? I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he had monetization issues a little bit before I started, but that's all I knew.
So yeah, it's impressive to like have everything just destroyed and then be like to come back or whatever. That takes a lot of that takes a lot of dedication.
It takes a lot of dedication.
Rude. That's it. Bye now.
Hey, let's insult our guests some more.
I
It's
mean,
just alright.
I
I'm
feel like
always
she
picked
knew
on.
that she was getting into that, so it's okay. It's
It's
cool.
alright. It's fine. Just
it's fine.
It's cool. Whatever.
It's like I can take it. I swear.
There's also kind of like a lesson in there when you're growing in like intimidation for no reason. What I mean by that is when I started like talking to people like Slumber and Swamp was like I would shake. Like it would because they were so much bigger than me, and I guess there's like this certain like immediate intimidation when you get started, and now it's like no, they can go fuck themselves. Like it starts you start to realize that they're just they're just normal dudes, and
Yeah.
especially like Swamp, like I've talked to Swamp a lot over the past 2 years that I've been doing this, and he's easily become one of like the most adversational like guardian type people in my like whole doing this. He helps me out a lot with like questions about like monetization and like ad revenue and like what I should do and what I shouldn't do, and just like not to take certain things like too personally and stuff like that.
Yeah. He's given, and Slumber's also given a lot of advice too. But it was when I joined Twitter and I was invited to the Twitter horror narrators group. The first thing I walked in on was Slumber reads and bad vibes, like joking, fighting. And I was like, "What the hell is going on?"
Oh jeez. He did not mute himself as he walked away and started yelling at somebody.
Oh no! Should we like yell to like cover it
No,
up?
no.
We just got...
Nope. We're just gonna let this happen. Let it be live. Record it. We're just gonna let this be what it is. Okay, I think he left the room.
Alrighties.
All right. So yeah, I'm not the best co-host for this, so you can go ahead and take over from here. No,
So
seriously, I'm sorry. I'm a quiet person. I
I
try my
know.
best. But
It's a good. It's all good. You're doing good. You're doing good.
thank you. That actually does help a lot.
Yeah. No stress. We'll just wait here.
So you've mentioned a lot of like how you've worked a lot of. I mean, how you've talked to a lot of bigger people and everything. Is there anyone in this community that you haven't worked with that you actually really would want to and that would really make your day if they contacted you saying, "Hey, let's do something together"? And don't say me, please.
What if it was you though? What if it was
Yeah.
you? Like truly, like what if it was you? Like what would you say after you said that? Sorry, everybody. By the way, I disappeared. I had to go get pizza. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We could hear you.
Okay, pizza is a worthwhile
They
reason
couldn't, though.
to get up.
I made sure they couldn't.
Oh, okay.
See, I'm not terrible at this. I know not to keep my mic on when I'm like, I'm gonna be right back. Like,
Okay, so we were totally talking about you. It was like, yeah, he's totally yelling at someone in the background. What's going on with that? But they didn't hear you, so it doesn't matter. So now we seem like we're crazy. Anyway, seriously though, like, I know you and I are going to work together in the near future. That's a given and a guarantee.
With an upcoming secret. Is it a secret?
I don't think it's a secret. I don't.
would you guys actually have something going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Me and
You're
Raven
left out
have
of the
something
loop.
going, but I just don't know when it's going to happen. And that's not on me or him. That's just, it's not, you don't have to, prioritize collabs, especially when you know the person. You could just be like, hey, you want to just do this at any point. So
We work together every week now.
we do work together. I'm talking about the collab, though.
Okay, so
thing that we were going to do on your
me
channel.
just not sending you stuff yet because I'm lazy and
Oh, it
forgetful.
doesn't need to be a secret.
Listen, I don't even consider what's going on you being lazy. I just consider it being like, you grind so fucking hard. You deserve to not have to worry about at least one thing, especially if it has to require me in it. So don't even worry about it. I'm not worried about it. Don't worry about it.
I will hound you every 2 minutes as
I know that when it happens, it's going to be awesome and it's going to be a great video, just like the one that we did on my channel. I love it so much. I watch it all the time. And I think at that point, that's where I truly knew that I wanted to at least partner with you somehow. And as soon as I thought about a podcast, I was like, you're the first choice, 100%.
I'm not sure what to say to that.
Say thank you, and let's let Lady answer. Because I totally stole her spotlight. I'm so sorry.
You did. You did. You really did. It's fine. Don't worry about it. That's all right.
That's what makes him a good podcast host, is he can take the spotlight from the guest completely, and it doesn't matter because everything he's saying is relevant and works. But seriously, like, I know you and I are going to work together in the future. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a secret. So, Nathaniel Nelson, my brain just totally went blank on that, and I feel like a total jerk now. He's writing a story. I believe it's in the universe of the one story of his we've already both done, the Mackenzie universe. That performed really well on my channel. I'm guessing it did on yours as well, because Nate's a fantastic author. Yeah, so it's going to be a collab, both sides. One's going to be on my channel, one's going to be on her channel.
That's going to be cool.
Two-part. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
But lady, I want you to answer the question. We want you to answer the question. Is there anybody in the entirety of the YouTube horror community scene that you would want to work with, that it would just like blow your mind that they even asked you?
I want to work with everyone.
There's nobody in particular that...
You're like, say meat. No. Pretty much what I said. Near enough everyone.
Like me, it's Dark Somnium, because I love him and I love his work, and I think he's such a great narrator. And there was a point where he did ask me, like he popped in one of my live streams. It just never happened. And everybody keeps telling me that he forgets things, like very easily, and I should just like hound him about it. But I feel so weird doing that. Like, I feel so weird. Like, there's no reason why he should even collab with me. Like, yeah, he did ask me, but, like, I'm like a fraction of his size. Like, it's not going to do anything for him.
I was going to make, like, a size reference. I'm like, would that be appropriate? Like,
maybe? Wait, you think his dick's bigger than mine? Probably.
Whoa.
Everybody's dick's bigger than mine.
Family-friendly stream, my friend.
No, it is not.
Yeah, it's not.
No. Every single one of my video is marked not for kids, so.
Okay, so, No,
well, you have to as a horror narrator. Otherwise, they just cancel you. They just cancel you.
I have a running theory on that, but I'm not going to talk about it on stream.
Conspiracy theories.
I mean, you can talk about it if you want it, but if you think like there's like going to be backlash, then probably not.
I mean,
if you want to, go ahead.
I die on every hill because I'm an idiot. Honestly, in my opinion, I think there have been narrators in the past that have abused the 4 kids button to grow their channel quicker.
Oh.
And I say that because there were some who were smaller that I've tried to subscribe to and work with, and whenever you try to turn on the bell, it constantly tells you can't because their content's marked as for kids.
Are you serious?
Okay.
I am dead serious. 100% dead serious. Not joking.
That's messed up.
And because it's marked as for kids, I guarantee you it's recommended more.
It's just a precaution for me. Like,
I would never mark myself as for kids.
Yeah, because it's not.
It's not for kids.
It's not. Sometimes I talk about people just getting fucking murdered. Like, there's no way I'm putting that on the thing. I don't think actually anything that I've done recently that I can remember really prompts like not for kids.
Right.
I think it's just it's just kind of like, oh, that's creepy. But no, never mind. The most recent diving story I had, people like the entire team got ripped to shreds by a Lovecraftian monster. So, never mind.
Yeah, no. I mark all my stuff as not for kids, and in all my descriptions I always put every story comes with a mild not disclaimer, a mild content warning for potential language or violence. But no, and I've actually seen a couple people. Well, see, Slumber says that we won't get recommended at all, but I believe him. But then part of me is just kind of like,
it's a little sketchy. Anything that's implemented on YouTube, even if it has like a lot of longevity into it, it's like there's no guarantee that it's going to be like that all the time. It's just impossible for that to, because that's why the algorithm's so fucked. Like everything about it is just so fucked that it doesn't work all the time, or it works but not for the people that it should work on. It's really fun. And then especially when YouTube like posted that thing like in the Creator Hub where they were like, yeah, since COVID, we basically are now letting the robots do everything. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. It's like, wow, what could go wrong?
Exactly. It's like you've had so much success with that. But I, for one, welcome our robot overlords, of course.
I welcome you. If you're listening, please don't cancel me.
No. I request the robots to please push my channel further, harder. I
push
welcome
it down
you
into
my
the
heart.
bottom, to the bottom of the page.
Oh.
I can't get any lower, dude. I'm already at the bottom. Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, no, that's not true. You're growing faster than I ever hoped you would, to be honest.
Yeah. Your growth has been amazing, right?
It's inspiring, to say the least. Like when you see someone like that has such potential and talent for the certain thing that you're doing, it's truly inspiring. Even if my sub count is a little bit larger than yours, it's inspiring to me to know that there is people who have true talent that are able to make it and achieve their dreams, which this has always been my dream. And I really feel like I have a chance now to make it happen. And the fact that it's still even a possibility all these years later after YouTube has been a career path for so many people, it's just truly inspiring to see someone with true raw talent for the certain type of content that I make to grow as fast as you have. It's just really cool.
Again, thank you for that, dude.
John, thank you for the $10. I love you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, order in death with the $10 and the happy dog gift that I'm staring at intently.
It's a really good gift.
Very cute, very cute.
I like it.
Yeah. No, seriously, thank you. I appreciate that. Now you're kidding me, bro.
You really do. You work harder than like any person at our size that I've ever seen. Like I'm lazy when it comes to this shit, man. Like I really am. Like I've been working a lot harder than I used to. Like I'm always making sure that I have something ready. But as far as like, I literally put off my newest video because I was like, the podcast can count as a video. Yeah. So now my video is not going to come out for like another day or two because I'm like, I just want a break. I kind of want to just, I've been watching van life videos for the past like week and I'm obsessed. So like, I just want to chill. I'll probably start recording it tomorrow, but it probably won't come out until about Thursday.
Shame. Pure shame. No. I'm behind on my
It's a 40-minute story. It's going to be worth it when it comes out.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No.
That was another thing. Welcome to Mummy. I did not know that's what it calls it. Did he really just become a member? I've never seen that happen in live chats ever, and that was pretty cool to see. Welcome to Mummy.
Okay.
All right. I don't think... Can I edit that? I don't like that.
I thought for a second, I was like, wait, who is it calling Mummy?
I'm cool now or something. Oh, he changes colors.
Dark.
Ooh, that's
Dark,
nice.
are you Mummy?
No. Apparently.
You are a mummy, Doc.
I'm going to be editing those membership badges, by the way, because I don't like how they look, and I also changed my character. So I am currently editing them to be different colors with a different style. So anybody who's going to be doing memberships, they will not look like that. So if you think they're ugly and that's why you don't want it, I am changing them. So, and I'm going to be adding more emojis as well. So cool. Just thought I should say that. This is for anybody who's listening on YouTube. Anybody who's on Spotify or anywhere else is going to be so fucking confused.
I can't wait to do that stuff. That looks so much fun.
It's definitely like when you start doing it, you're like, this is at the moment. That was the moment where I was like, wow, it's starting to be a thing now. Like this is actually starting to become something that I didn't know it was going to be. Sub message is cringe. Can I unsub? He used my little dapper boy. Yeah.
Oh, it's cute.
That's a little emoji that was made by Maskino's wife, actually, Silva Dorkable.
Oh, Silva. She made
she made me a Christmas one. Back in Christmas, she was doing a bunch of just like chibi like Christmas characters for and so I decided, well, it would be really weird if I just kept asking if it's just going to look the same. So I took a hat, a fedora, and just popped it on top and photoshopped it. So now it's Dapper TDN. Then around Christmas, I will be adding the actual emoji of the Christmas thing because it's just too cute not to use.
Very cute. I regret not getting one of those when she was offering them.
I'm sure she would do them again.
Maskino, welcome to Mommy.
Nice. I really don't like that. I really don't fucking like that at all. Oh my god.
I like how people.
That's great. Oh man. This isn't over yet, but I'm just really happy with how it has been going. I definitely think that this podcast went way better, and there was way more topics that came up that I was very, very happy with. Vid with the $2, thank you so much. Use this for coffee/Monster, fam. I can't drink coffee or Monster. It's too much caffeine for me. I'll literally die and end up in the hospital. I'll send it your way.
Yay!
So they're splitting this 3 ways. That'll be about 2 cents per person. No.
Wait.
No. Well, I'm judging. Yeah, but also they take like that 10% cut.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. Fucking YouTube. Jeez.
So, before you forget to mention it or even bring it up, you did want to talk about the HorrorCon VR.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So, for anybody who isn't aware, there is this awesome, first of its kind horror convention happening in VR chat in October. It's going to be fucking awesome. So many narrators are going. So many of small narrators and big narrators are alike are going. Even people who make music in the narration community are going. Writers are going. So it's going to be so much fun. It's going to be taking place in VR chat. It's completely made by Mr. Creepypasta and HorrorCon, who is hosted by, I think, a couple other people. And I'm going there. I know I already posted this, but I wanted to tell people who are new, because I know there is a couple new people in here, if you guys do decide to stick around. But this is for anybody who's just interested. You don't need a VR headset to play VR chat. If you have a computer that's able to play VR chat, like it meets the requirements, you could play it completely 2D. Everything is free. And just come in and meet us, man. It's going to be so much fun. It's a full convention based in VR, and it's going to be so cool, and I hope to meet all of you guys there. I'm just super excited about it, and I think you guys should too. You don't even have to have money to attend. Like, none of it's paid. Just come on by and talk. Maskino's going to be there.
I'm going to be there.
Fucking Raven's going to be there. I got a booth. Just come see me.
I'm going to have a booth too.
Really? I don't think you told me that.
You're going to have rival booths.
I have to get the art to him still, like I said.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. You did tell me.
So I'm gonna have it up to him probably this week.
By the way, if you guys are already attending with booths, by the way, Tales to Chill, thank you so much for the $7, man. You're awesome. I love you.
I love you too, Taylor.
I did smooch.
I had to make sure he knows that I love him too.
You have to do the smooch with every member.
Yeah.
With every donation, you have to do the smooch.
Shit, I was saying something. Oh, HorrorCon. The people who are running it are some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. They are super understanding. They want it to happen. So maybe their tweets will seem a little bit aggressive, but it's more or less they're just trying to make sure that you know that you can post your booth applications to them, and you will probably get accepted no matter what the size. And I've been messaging them back and forth sometimes, and I was telling them that I had rebranded. I'm like, I know this is really sudden, but can I just maybe like send you a tabletop rebrand? And they're like, yeah, just send it my way and we'll change it, and probably in a week you'll get a preview. I'm like, awesome, thank you. They're so nice. They're so nice. So anybody who's like intimidated about like not knowing what to send and like how it's going to look, just do it. Like they're so nice. They'll help you. Just do it. They're such nice people. Also, Vid, thank you so much for the $2.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to.
No, you didn't do the kissy kiss. Come on.
I did though. That was me that did it the second time.
Well, okay. Well, both of you have to do it.
I'm
Oh, sorry.
You mean this time? I went, mwah, there you go. I'm sorry. I have to call out what Baskino said because I just laughed my ass off in silence for a second. Baskino said, I will be holding a panel that's an hour of me screaming about why my crippling anime addiction means my cereal goes without milk. I'm sorry. Mask is a comedic freaking genius. I swear.
He is very fucking funny. He's super funny.
You were talking about how great HorrorCon was, and I was on mute just laughing my ass off because of that comment.
I was wondering why you weren't like, yeah, they're really, really nice people. I'm super stoked about it. But if you've ever wanted to meet Mr. Creepypasta, he is headlining that shit too. So definitely go if you want to meet the boy, because he's a cool dude.
I need to still like get into VR chat and figure out how to do anything.
There are probably like big narrators that we don't even know about going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm super stoked to see what the guest list is, and I'm also super stoked to see me on a fucking convention guest list. That's because I love going to conventions like Comic-Con and everything, and like seeing. Mm-hmm. I always imagine seeing like my booth on like a convention list page, and that's gonna be super cool. I'm so excited for that.
So Spookaria, do you have a booth for it, or did you not sign up?
I didn't sign up for one. But I do hope to go. I keep meaning to like go on and have a look around, but I keep getting distracted by things.
Well, I'm playing VR chat all the time. I'm trying to get Raven to get a headset so that he can do it.
Dude, everywhere is sold out of those things. Like Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon, everywhere. Like GameStop. Amazon Buy Me said they had one, or the Walmart, I mean, which means they have 0.
If I see like before October, if I see that they're back on sale, I will immediately text you, because I have like an email list to make sure every single time they go back in stock anywhere, I get the email. So immediately as they go back, I will definitely text you.
All right.
Make sure you get first come, first serve.
I appreciate that.
Because I want one too, and I can never get them because they're always sold out. Every time I have the money for them, they're gone. It's annoying.
Yeah. What's going to happen is you're going to message me and be like, yeah, my account says -600. I can't right now.
Oh my god. There's certain things I would go into negative for, and that's definitely one of them. I want it so bad. I wouldn't go into negative because I already got VR, but I want better, more accessible VR. And that's definitely accessible. There's no wires. I want it. Never gonna trip over nothing. Just hear you silently giggling in the background, just like, I don't know what's going on, but cool. It's great. So I asked this of Raven last week, and he gave me some really shit answers. So I'm gonna. So I'm gonna ask you the same question to see if you are better at answering this question than he was.
Oh no.
We were asked by a person in the chat last week, what are like some of the worst horror movies that you've ever seen?
I thought for a second you were going to say, who are some of the worst horror narrators you've ever...
I'm going to ask you that next.
Oh.
I'm going to put you on a spot.
Oof. Fuck, what was it called? It was so bad. What was the name of it? I can't remember.
Oh no!
I gave shit answers, and she's not going to give an answer.
Okay.
See?
Well, I didn't know what she was gonna. So now she's worse than you. There you go.
Ouch! Fucking hell.
Damn, we're not gonna have any guests next week.
No, probably not. I mean, if we're gonna have
audience,
we're gonna have Swamp, but that's because he can take the bash.
Yeah, but Swamp likes it though.
He does. He loves getting memed on, and he memes just as hard, tenfold back. Like, we will not stand a chance next week if he's supposed to be coming on, hopefully. So I
is
hope
he? That would be a good episode.
I asked if he was free next week, and he should be. So we should have him next week. I'm also trying to get. I just thought about this as we're doing the podcast, but I'm going to try to get a author of some notable no sleeps on here. He's actually doing the one that I'm narrating this week by the name of Zacharias Frost, and he's made some really, really good stories and some of my favorite no sleeps. So I'm gonna see if he wants to do it. I'd be like, hey,
do it.
You're really good at this. I want you to come on because this would be a cool perspective. I've never really talked to many authors, so like one-on-one. So I would really like to know his whole perspective on the no sleep community in general, because that's like a community I want like some insight on. So I think it would be cool to know someone who is notable in that community, get some info, like what he thinks about the blacklist and like the whole strike that No Sleep had a little bit ago, and I think it'd be cool.
That would be interesting. I think it would be good to have I think narrators and the no sleep authors, it'd be good to have a bit more of an agreement and an understanding between both sides.
Right. That's always something that I thought should be already be established, but it's just been like an ongoing war for a very long time because there's just been so many bad eggs that it kind of just tainted anybody's idea over there of narrators. Not everybody's like that. Like Zacharias in general, it's like I did a story of his like last week, and then I was like, hey, I literally was just like, hey man, mind if I use another story? like I just straight like I knew him for like 2 years. I was just like, hey man, can I use another story? This one is I want to do this one, and he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm like, cool. Some of them are really, really nice, but some of them are just they have trust issues, and it's understandable.
Yeah, well,
for sure.
It's also I think a lot of narrators will approach and say, hey, can I use your story? And they're like, yeah, sure, but you need to say which story that you want to use. You need to be very specific about what your intentions are, I think.
I'm always like that. I never go up to a no sleep author who, if I always check their profile too to see like how long they've been doing this, because then I'll approach them a certain way because I know they're a lot more notable than some other ones. So I try to treat everybody with the same respect, but it's also like I'm trying to be like, hey, I know probably everybody's narrated this story, but like, can I use it? And I've been told by a couple people recently that they're like, yeah, but you know, a lot of other people have narrated it. And then I look up and only like 3 other people have narrated it. And I'm like, thanks for lying for no reason.
It may be more so they've had like, 10 people request it and only 3 follow through.
Right. But I've had it a lot recently. Like, I don't give a shit. I like your story. Let me narrate it.
Right.
Well, not like let me narrate it, but like, I don't care. I'll narrate it. I don't give a shit if 15,000 people have narrated it. I want to fucking do it.
Agreed.
Yeah, but every person gives their own take on the story.
That's the thing. That's also something that I guess it's hard for someone who doesn't do narrations to get, is that, yes, Mr. Creepypasta and Dark Somnium and Mr. Creeps might have done it, but they all sound different. Like, they all have completely different voices, completely different cadences, and, like, it's never going to be the same. So, and I know I have different cadences and voices than they do. So, if I do it, it's going to be a different experience. Because there also is people who read faster and slower than others. I know I read faster than a lot of other people, but it seems to work. But people like Mr. Creeps, he doesn't. He's actually very, very slow. That's why you'll see that he does a lot of hour-long videos, but it could take somebody 40 minutes to read the story because his pacing is so wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't have anything to add. Yeah. I just like how I'm being bullied on this fucking podcast. This is great. Amazing production.
Thank you.
For the next 30 minutes, we will simply just go nya into the microphone. This will now become a nya ASMR chat. Nya.
Wait. Yeah.
There we go. Thank you.
Don't make it adorable. That's not cool.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Wait.
It was
you can't go kawaii desu on me. Just like we're just going like meh, and she's like meh.
You did
Totally
that better than I did.
You did, and
Everyone's
Dark, you and I
confused
need
right
to talk
now.
after this.
You found your new profession, Dark.
When Dark reads a 40-minute story in 18, I am Speed. I do read. The only reason I know that I read faster and narrate faster than other people is that I've been on like other channels. Like I was on a Swamp Dweller video. Every single fucking time I'm on a Swamp Dweller video, I get told that I read too fast. And there's never any good. Now that's why I pace myself. Is because I have self-conscious issues. Like his comment section is like bashed me so hard. They're brutal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Swamp Dweller's the comment section.
Swamp Dweller's comment section is as brutal as he is. Like, it's so he's asked me countless times. I have never refused, but every single time I say yes, it's a little bit harder every time.
Yeah,
like to say it. Like
I was on one of his videos, and the comments were all, "Chick freaking sucks at narration," and then
they're
two
really
people were
brutal.
fighting over where I was from. They're like, "She's from New Zealand," and I was like, "She's an Aussie, mate." No, she's from New Zealand. And they said, "Oh, well, she's an Aussie. I'm going to subscribe to her because she's an Aussie like me." I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah, his comment sections, like, it was the same thing with Mortis. It was like, I was doing the competition, and then, even though I won, there was a majority of comments that were just like, it basically would go like this. It would post, and then a couple comments would be like, "Wow, I really like his voice. I'm definitely voting." And then if you just start scrolling down just a little bit, you'll start to see like, why the fuck is he reading so fast? It's like he's like scared that he doesn't have enough time to read the story. And I'm like, that's me going slow. Like, what are you talking about? It was really weird to see because I never had feedback like that before. I'm not at that size where I get like shit on yet. So, because I don't really have bad comments yet. Like I'll get like the occasional bad comment, but it's never about me. It's always. And if you're listening in, please don't comment on my videos like this. It's very disrespectful.
I'm already starting. I already have my comments typed.
Where there's people who were like, I'll have true experiences, and they'll be very hard for those people to tell. And it was probably even harder for them to have somebody narrate it because it's not them. So when they let me do that, I treat it with the utmost respect. And there was one on a kidnapping story I did with Southern Cannibal over a year ago, and some asshole had the audacity to say that it was the 13-year-old's fault for believing that this 30-year-old man was something else besides what he was telling it. It was her fault for getting in the car. It was her fault for being sexually abused for hours in that car over the course of a road trip. This man just commented it like it wasn't any big deal.
That's insane.
The girl went to the stream to listen to her experience be told by somebody else. And she saw that comment. She saw that fucking comment. How heartless do you have to be? Do not comment that shit here, because it's not tolerated. You are a scum of the earth. Do not do that. You have no idea what these people went through, and you have no idea how hard it is for them to post that horrible experience for all of these people to see. Anyway, that really took a turn. I know it did, but like I never got to address it publicly because it happened a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I think about it all the time. And I've had a couple of comments where they just bash the person in the story for being an idiot or stupid when that person almost died.
Yeah, that's just so cruel. Like, it's so arrogant to be like, well, I would have done this, but it's like, how do you know you were never in that situation?
Hindsight is a killer.
You took that a total different route that I was expecting, so I apologize for my comment before you said that.
Oh no, it's fine. I didn't brief you that I was going to say anything because it just came up randomly.
I thought you were going to make the comment how there's always people who say, "Oh, this true story is totally not true." That's what I was.
Oh, I hate that too. Who's been posting that recently? I think it's Slumber and Swamp have been saying that a lot. I
It's
think it might just
Swamp
be
all the
Swamp.
time. Is
Yeah,
it true? Is it true? Yeah.
he'll say
I feel
creepypasta
like
in the fucking title, and they'll be like, "Yeah, this definitely isn't true." No, really.
or or this is a fictional creepypasta story, and then there's people, I don't think this story's real. It's like,
Person and story breathes. Unrealistic. People and stories don't breathe. Bro.
that's a myth.
That's a myth.
Yep,
Jeez.
total myth.
All right, so we're on the tail end of our thing here. And I hate to cut it so
I see.
so cleanly, but I would like to talk about something that is very, very sad. So if you're not into sad things right now, and you just want good vibes, then this is not the time for you. You should probably click off now. But something that has impacted me this week, and I think about it constantly, and even right now, as thinking about it, it completely pushes my mood down to a dark abyss. But I have to talk about it because it means a lot to me. Recently, the amazing and very, very genuine and kind actor Chadwick Boseman has passed away. And I was watching Bill and Ted 2 to catch up because I had only seen the first one. So I was watching it with my uncle the other night so I can catch up and watch the third one. And towards the tail end of the movie, I'll never forget it, my girlfriend messaged me and told me that Chadwick Boseman had passed away. And I haven't had true loss in my life, but I don't remember ever feeling so empty. Like, I literally couldn't breathe. Like, and I don't even know the person. It's just what that person has impacted on my life. And I remember, like, immediately, like, my eyes just started welling up. And I looked over to my uncle, who's just as much into Marvel as I was, and I told him that he passed away. And he couldn't believe it, because he was so young. He was 43 years old. And I kept checking. It had to be a hoax. It had to be a hoax. This always happens. And the man was battling colon cancer for the past 4 years. The entire time that we were given the amazing Black Panther by T'Challa by him, every single time he knew that he was struggling with something. No one else did. And he kept it quiet. He would go to Make-A-Wish, and he would go to cancer foundations. He would donate, knowing that he had the same condition, and he didn't say a word. He just kept fighting, and he kept giving us a great, great performance. And it honestly sucks, because people started bashing him because recent pictures showed him being skinny. They thought he was just lacking, and they were bullying him, but truly he was dying. And it really hurts to talk about, because without the Marvel Universe, like, I would be 100,000 easily % more depressed than I am right now. And especially his character is so empowering for such a necessary stepping stone for the Black community. And to see somebody in that much struggle but not show it, and be such a symbol of hope for them, just gone. It really, really fucking hurts. And I will never, ever, ever consider anybody to be able to fit the Black Panther suit like he did. And I didn't even know it needed to be fitted into until he became the Black Panther, and inspired not only me, but so many Black kids who knew that it was a chance that they could be royalty. And that is just, there'll never be a man like him on the face of this earth. And it really, really, really hurts to talk about, but I really wanted to say it. So rest in power to Chadwick Boseman, and I will never forget you. Anyway.
So good. Oh, that was heartwarming.
Yeah, incredibly heartfelt, dude.
Great. Now my fucking face is covered in tears. That's cool.
Oh no, no,
That's awesome.
no need to apologize for.
That was really hard. Like, that was incredibly hard, and I can only imagine how his family feels right now and how the people close to him feel right now. But wow.
Well, he's left his work. I mean, it's not going to be forgotten anytime soon.
I know. It just yeah, it just really sucks. I wanted to save that for the end of the podcast because I wanted to keep it as heartfelt and like just just chill as and just have good vibes to listen to. And I know talking about something like that is it hits very hard, especially for people who use his work very, very literally, like I do. So, yeah. Maybe Black Panther couldn't lift Mjolnir, but Chadwick Boseman sure as hell could. Wow, that's really fucking powerful. That's one of the best lines I've seen. Like that's Nate. That was a really good thing you just said. So yeah, that's so powerful.
That helpful came from Nate. Of course it did.
Yep. Perfect.
But anyway,
I don't like to... need a group right now.
Yeah, I don't like to end this on like a very somber note, but I wanted to make it so that the end of the podcast was like this is where it's talked about, so that there wasn't like this thing lingering the whole time. Because every time I talk about it, I get very, very like I get in a very dark place, and when I think about it, I get in a very dark place. So I wanted to make sure that all spirits were lifted the whole time until the end.
Good choice.
Yeah. But thank you to Lady Spookaria for stopping by.
Thank you, lady.
We're definitely going to have you back if you would join us.
I'm sure I could fit you in my schedule sometime. I would love to be on again.
Awesome. Well, thank you, because you being the first guest, it's definitely shown us that we were super, super right in picking you for it, because you were just a great guest. So thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. I appreciate being on here and having everyone join in on picking on me.
You take it like a champ, though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you have thick skin.
You take it in stride, so
yes,
you do.
She's Australian. She kind of has to.
Oh, I was waiting for that. Yeah,
she's
just adding about it Australian.
Yep,
it's fine.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're listening on Spotify or Google Podcast or Apple Podcast, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really suggest you guys click the link in the description of any of those platforms to come to these every Tuesday. We will be live every Tuesday. It might be different from like the normal like 3 to 4, or it could be 7:30 or 6:30, depending on the guest. We'd like to make sure that everybody's comfortable. So. Stop by every Tuesday, and if you want current updates, please follow me on Twitter. That I post every single time we're going to go live, and at least a couple hours before, so you guys are ready. And you also get updates on guests immediately as it becomes apparent that they will be on. So thank you guys so much for listening in. If you guys have anything to say, let me just let you say that, and then we can head out of here. You guys got anything to say at all?
Make sure you head on over to Lady Spookaria's channel and subscribe to her if you haven't already. Make sure, you can follow her on Twitter as well. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet this stuff out. Lady Spookaria supports pretty much everybody in the end, so she's a fantastic person to follow.
Thank you.
Don't really have much else to say.
Lady?
Subscribe to As the Raven Dreams and The Dark Narrator if you haven't already.
I really appreciate it. That's how kind she is. That she's not even plugging herself, like, which she totally could, because that's what the time is given is for.
Oh, I'm terrible at this. Subscribe to me, people. Come on. Watch my videos. I could do the watch time too. That's it.
The links to both of them will be in the description, as well as the links to the podcast on the other platforms. So go check those out. Be sure to follow and subscribe to them, because they are amazing narrators. Honestly, I don't even know why you're here other than just watching the podcast. Just go over there. Like they do way better work than I do. Please go stop by their channel. Dark is a fuck, Raven is a robot, and Lady is a nugget. That's all I gotta say. I agree.
I'm a robot.
And Lady's a nugget.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, there's Lady Nuggaria, where I'm a nugget, and it's on merch at my merch store.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I knew that was a thing. Yeah.
That's great. I'm gonna have to go buy that immediately in every size and every form that it comes in.
Yep. Just do it. Just do it.
I would like it at the bottom of my mug so that when I'm drinking my coffee, I can just like at the end of the sip, I can see the nugget at the bottom of the cup.
I wish they did that. That'd be amazing.
That would be great. Why haven't they done that? Make imprints on the bottom of the cups. I don't care about the fucking outside. I want to be able to, because I'm not going to see it. I want to drink it and see it. Finish my broth. You know, when you're just sitting there drinking broth all day, you know, because that's a thing. Anyways,
That's a
guys,
really strange confession for the end of this episode.
this has been so much fun. I cannot wait for the next one, and it went way better than I ever thought it could. As always, I love all of you. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week for another episode of the TheDarkNest podcast. See you later, guys.